Ahmedabad call getters. It's not a small call. You prepared for CAT, listening to me, getting motivated on YouTube, and now you guys have got it. But it's not the end of the journey. It's just the start of the journey. सच्ची बता रहा हूँ. 1500 लोगों को IIM अहमदाबाद कॉल आती है और उसमें से 1000 लोग नीचे वाले स्कूल्स में पढ़ रहे होते हैं. अहमदाबाद इज अहमदाबाद. So as I always say, bloody turn the world upside down. 3 of your seniors are already here. Tanmay would be joining in shortly. 4 would be there to help you guys to convert your calls as well. तो जो भी आज बोला जाएगा इसको सीरियसली लेना और फाड़ा फोड़ा फाड़ी मचानी है. और जो आज स्ट्रेस इंटरव्यू में हुआ, कौन कौन था रेज ऑफ फैंस उस इंटरव्यू के अंदर? रेज ऑफ फैंस. गुड. वो जो स्ट्रेस इंटरव्यू के अंदर हुआ है, आई थिंक इट वुड बी एन आई ओपनर फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू गाइस. इट कैन हैपन टू यू इन वन ऑफ द इंटरव्यूज, ऑल ऑफ योर इंटरव्यूज, डिपेंडिंग ऑन who the panelist is and what kind of mind frame you have right now. So we'll practice such things again and again one on one with you guys and बड़ी मेहनत करेंगे, but you have to convert your calls come what may. ठीक है भाई. ग्रेट. राम गुप्ता इज ज्वाइंड इन. राम गुप्ता सर, थोड़ा सा इंट्रो दे दे यार अपना, और बच्चों को आज IIM अहमदाबाद कॉल आया, कन्वर्ट भी करवाना है. स्मॉल इंट्रोडक्शन बी हेल्पफुल.
Sure. First of all, congratulations, everybody. As Sumit has already said, the best call that you can get, your prerogative going forward should be to convert it because you belong here. I am Ram Gupta. I gave CAT 23. I got a 99.98 percentile. Got all the calls, converted all of them. This was with respect to CAT. I had a year and a half of work ex in Prodman. There I was a finance major from Delhi University. And yeah, commerce, math, whatever category that belongs to, I don't know. Pretty much it. I interned with respect to my journey here. I interned with a management consulting firm, EY Parson in Singapore. I was in Singapore. Have a return offer from there and dreaming in finals, if that's relevant.
Great. So about the placements and everything, if college doesn't allow, you can skip that part as well. Don't worry about it. ठीक है? कि place
Yeah,
come chill. Now it's all. Now you can talk about it, right?
I can talk about some aspects which I did. The aspects that I cannot talk about, I won't discuss.
Good. So I mean, be within the norms. After about few minutes, we're gonna close this session. Then we're gonna have a closed group session. उसके अंदर हम सब बातें करेंगे, ठीक है?
ठीक.
Then we switch the recording off and everything. Great.
Okay.
So lovely. So you are you are already in second year now. खत्म होने वाला होगा अब तो.
Yeah, 2 months.
क्या बात है, क्या बात. Ankita भी smile करिए. Ankita on this side. Great. By the way, these guys are on that side of the table learning from us. हाँ, Prafull उस side में ऐसी screen में बैठा हुआ था. I think तेरे time पे अंकिता ही आई होगी in this IIM Ahmedabad connect session.
Yes.
Not wrong. Prafull तेरे time पे आई थी. Great. अंकिता हमारी अभी OG हो चुकी है. Prafull, quick introduction. Then we're going to go to Ankita as well.
So I'm Prafull Sharma. I come from electronics and communication engineering background. 4 years of work experience in Capgemini. I was a what you say cloud consultant there. Then I took a 2 years break, if it may be relevant for few of you. And then I appeared in CAT 2024 with scoring 99 percentile, and here I am. I'm Ahmedabad. Right now I got an opportunity to work, or you say intern at Vector Consulting Group. That if anyone is interested there, but I think that will be a future further question. Right now, congratulations to all of you for making to this interview, and as you are made there, I think you guys are well aware that a huge percentage of your weightage in the selection goes for interview only. So if you can do it, it is your luck.
Awesome. Great. Lovely. Ankita ma'am, our OG of CATKing family. Ankita ma'am has been guiding students to IIM Ahmedabad for past about, I think, 20 years, Ankita?
40 years, sir.
About 4 years now. Thank you so much, Ankita, for coming back.
Hi everyone, I am Ankita. I passed out of IIM Ahmedabad in 2021, so about 5 years, close to 5 years now. I was a economic honors student, and then I had a work experience about a year with a gap year as well. And then I did my MBA from IMA. I'm currently a strategy consultant at MasterCard India office. And yeah, looking forward to interacting with all of you. Congratulations on getting the calls. And this is just the beginning. So work hard so that you can reach to your dream college and get your dream work.
Awesome. That's great. All right. Shiva, Vaishnavi, Arnav, Utkarsh, Ritvish, Shikhar, Harshita. It's mandatory to keep the cameras on in these sessions, else you have to put in the waiting room. So keep your cameras on, yaar. No questions asked. Okay? It's a protocol what we follow every year. So make sure and be open यार. अभी क्या टेंशन की कोई बात ही नहीं है. लास्ट जो स्ट्रेस इंटरव्यू में आके कैमरा खोल के बात करके आए अनुप्रिया, आज के बाद लाइफ में कभी स्ट्रेस नहीं होगी अनुप्रिया वहां पे. क्यों अनुप्रिया, am I right? ठीक है, बढ़िया बढ़िया, इसलिए एकदम ओपन रहो और आराम से अपन सब कुछ शेयर करेंगे। चलिए भाई स्टार्ट करते हैं। राम, इफ यू वांट टू स्टार्ट विद यू, हाउ वाज योर इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंस last year, and I'm going to start taking notes as well, or and then you can we can take it out from there as well. How was your interview experience? Where was it? एक overview तो दे सकता है तो बहुत ही बढ़िया होगा. These are my notes from last year.
Yeah,
Let's go.
sure. Happy to go in as much detail as required. I'll just start off with a brief
Yeah,
summary.
yeah.
I am from Jaipur, so all the interview centers that I had were from Delhi because I picked Delhi, it being the closest. मेरे टाइम पे फार्मर प्रोटेस्ट का भी था 16th को दिल्ली चलो आंदोलन. माय इंटरव्यू वाज ऑन 16th Feb, तो दैट इज अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी. Interview after all this, having the dream of getting into IIM Ahmedabad from a very early age was only 7.5 minutes. After all the anticipation, hardcore around my work ex only, uh, which was in Prodman for an algo trading firm. So it was around options trading. All of that, 90% of it, I think I pretty much nailed. Abruptly, the interviewer, who's a professor, like who is a professor, which I've undertaken a math course from. So took the interview, abruptly said ki theek hai jao. And for a couple of seconds, I was actually like, you're not supposed to do that in an interview, but I was actually like, what just happened? Like I was blank for a couple of seconds, I didn't move. So that happened. So they asked एक और questions कि तुम्हें कुछ फिर पूछना है, तो it felt very that I have already messed up. It felt like that because they said कि ये गया नहीं अभी तक, तो they were like कि अच्छा तुम्हें कुछ पूछना है क्या? तो then I mentioned about their IIM ventures because I had a funded venture and I wanted them to speak about it. They didn't speak much on it, and that was my interview experience.
Wow, 7.5 minutes of fame and then you are out. I remember
Yeah.
हमारा एक बहुत पहले सीनियर था IIT KGP का. He had 7.5 minutes of interview. I would have his recording. रुशिल नाम था उसका. And crazy, 7.5 minutes. It was just on his tours and travels. What he has done, he's traveled 19 countries, and that was his interview. And he was like, yeah, he was IIT Bombay. I am Ahmedabad. I would have its recording somewhere. Nevertheless, तो बहुत ही बढ़िया. तो क्या भाई 7 साढ़े 7 मिनट में इतना क्या पूछ लिया उन लोगों ने?
Uh, I don't know. I thought was like कि like because I undertook a lot of effort and risk because trains बंद हो गए थे, buses बंद हो गए थे, तो I booked
अच्छा.
the last minute flight. तो I started all of that started recapping कि what the hell वो IIMA का कैट लाने का कि सिर्फ IIMA जाना है, then getting the call. तो वो सब मेरे तो recap flashback चलने लग गया था honestly वो 2-3 सेकंड में. But around key, like where I come from, then it was direct into key. Why did I join the company that I ended up working at? No mention of my education, no mention of the venture. It was there on the profile, the preliminary questions that they asked, 4 or 5 questions. Uh, no mention about my injury. So I had a gap for 3-4 months only, not a gap year, because of a knee surgery. So I had a sabbatical. I'd mentioned about it because in the gap section because I just wanted to give a disclosure. So no questions around that. Just work X में कि what were you doing? It interrupted me in the middle and said कि अच्छा ये कर रहे थे तो options तो पता ही होगा. I was like हाँ. So then they were like कि अच्छा ये बताओ ये बताओ ये बताओ. So it was about options pricing. It started with very fundamentals that what options are, and they kind of grilled me on that. Like indirectly they asked like explain it like I'm a 5-year-old. It was indirectly, I think that was the intent behind it, and they kept on grilling कि नहीं ऐसे नहीं होता ऐसे नहीं होता. So I could have said the textbook definition which is 100 on 100 for a concept, and they would have been like कि नहीं ये तो नहीं होता, कि 2 + 2 तो 4 नहीं होता, और I think ये होता है. And I was a bit worried by that because you end up questioning yourself because you can't argue too much. Yeah, at
True.
least I felt so. So quite a bit about twisting and turning around the facts, seeing my presence of mind. I think I don't know, obviously 100%, but probably seeing that how I hold myself when they are saying that you're wrong, and I know they could see it in my face that I know that I'm right, and then how I respond, probably gauging that, and then a lot of again factual questions. Ki, were you using a binomial model or a Black-Scholes model? Technical options pricing, factual questions. Then about option strategies, that if this is a market, what is the kind of strategy you're deploying? Which is something that markets interview. So I also interviewed for markets role, which is a fin niche. So kind of a couple of questions on that lines because the prof had a math background. So probably that is why he was asking. That is it. The female professor, she was also a prof, did not say a word during the entire interview.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're
Yeah.
interviewing for like 7 minutes, 10 minutes, it's a scary thought. Okay, either they really like you, they made up the mind, अरे लड़का ऑप्शन में सेम काम कर रहा है, ये फाइनेंस के अंदर आके लड़कों को सिखाएगा, एटलीस्ट डेरिवेटिव फाइनेंस की थोड़ा बहुत अकाउंटिंग भी इसको आता ही होगा, एक्सेल शीट्स भी इसको आती होंगी, बट बंदा he'll be a very good contributor to the class. Or either they hate you, right? A small interviews are like, भाई तू done, तू निकल अभी हो गया तेरा. So it's a scary thing. So normally good interviews are like 40-45 minutes for IIM Ahmedabad always. But we'll have more experiences coming up. Great, Ram. Thanks. We'll come back to you. Prafull, how was your interview experience? What's your background?
So as you guys already said, I have 4 years of experience and cloud consultant, and then I took a break of 2 years before appearing for this CAT. So if I remember correctly, it was ITC Welcome Hotel by ITC at Bangalore, where I have been called for the interview on 28th of February. And it was a morning slot, so I have to travel almost 1.5 kilometer, and you know the traffic of the Bangalore. So I was almost a bit delayed when I reached there. People have already been there. I was, I think, last in my panel of 8 people to reach arrive at the interview location. But I was second in the panel, so I have to complete my documentation in a hurry. And then I think as I was second, so I went just after. The first person was not there on that day, so I was the first person in the panel. I went inside. As if any of you like have any kind of break that is quite long, like me, for almost 2 years, expect the first question you have a break. So what were you doing? I have my own answers for it. Actually, I had my dreams that I followed for a while, and then I took a break to realign my career goals before coming to IMA. So I clearly explained them that okay, I was realigning my goals. I was reading this, pursuing this. So he asked me, okay, tell me whatever you reading. I gave them the list of things that I have read. One of them was the sustainability. What I was like a bit prepared, no doubt, because either you can drive your interviews or the interview will drive it for you. And then we started having a conversation on it, and actually it was not a conversation, it started becoming a debate. I was giving in support of, and the professors were outright rejecting it. I was trying like really hard to convince them, and they were acting and making face like that they are not convinced at all, and they are like that it is a hoax. How are you thinking about that? Even if you are going to implement it, how it will be possible? You are one hand saying that you need to increase consumption for increasing business, and then you are saying that okay, I will decrease consumption for the more sustainable world. It's the antagonistic ideas. So I have to come up with the examples to justify my answer that okay, we can create job opportunities in these fields as well. Coincidentally, I have studied it in detail, so I remember all the. He asked me, "Okay, do you know about SDGs?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, I know. I can give you names." He said, "Okay, give me all," and I gave him all the 17 SDGs because I
Wow.
remembered them at
Wow.
that point of time. So it was like then he was a bit intrigued, and he came with the second force that if you have read this much, how can you be this much ignorant about it? And I was like, how am I ignorant? So we had like literally it went on debate. Our voice, both of us, the professor's voice and my voice, started to increase, and it got increased up to that level that the people outside got scared to a level that what is happening in the room. And it went on for 25 minutes and none of us yielded. I stood my ground that no, sustainability is important, and he was on the ground that no, it is like whatever you are saying doesn't make a sense at all. And at that moment of time, I was like, and at that was the heat of the moment, so I was also not thinking much of it. At that last question, he said that if you are so much interested in the future and research, why don't you apply for a PhD? IIMA 2 year PGP is going to be a boot camp for you. And I was like that I was prepared for the defense, so boot camp is, I am well aware, I'm ready for it. So it was like the same tone I have given in the answer. As soon as I came out, then I realized that okay, instead of interview, I have given a debate there. And then I was a bit scared, like him, Ram, as well. I was a bit scared. It has been more than 25 minutes, and we actually had 20 minutes of conversation on sustainability, and that too in a very debatable debate kind of scenarios. I have just outright neglected all the I am a professor that okay, whatever you are saying, I don't agree with at all. I talked with a few persons and they are said that okay, you may should have not behaved like that in that. You should at least shown some agreement with him, or you should have at least said that okay, sir, you may have your opinion, but I have mine. But I was totally not sure without coming out of the interview that I was going to make it. But when the result came, it was in the first list. no waiting list for sure. So I
Nice.
was like that, okay, whatever I have done right way.
Super, super, great. Now, just stopping in between, guys, did you see, notice these two both people? They have a very good storytelling thing. When they speak, you feel like listening. Yeah. And they were, twists and turns. There was like a movie going on, Prafull ki, They may not be the best spokesperson. I mean, they are, of course, good. They're IIM Ahmedabad. They may not be the most fluent ones. They may not be the best debaters if you make them in stands. May Prafull Sharma maybe, but Ram Gupta is very subtle and very square, very polished, etc. But Prafull to खा जाएगा दुनिया को. But did you see? You were intrigued in the entire. You could visualize what was happening. Yeah. So that's a very good skill if you can build up early in your life. If you can be a storyteller, you're gonna make it. Right, Ram? Am I right?
Frankly enough, Prafull and I met in a debate. I was judging the debate and he was there.
Yeah, I joined the debate and actually did the debate where first we met.
क्या बात है,
Yeah.
देख रहे हो भाई, तुम लोग देख रहे हो. सो ये मेरी भी पार की नजर है, बट दोनों लड़के भी स्टड है हमारे. तो ये देख लो भाई, ये चीजें बहुत बहुत जरूरी है. ग्रेट यार, लवली. बट दोनों इंटरव्यू, दोनों ये वियर्ड है, पर दोनों मेक इट. हाँ, 7.5 minute इंटरव्यू इज लाइक स्केरी. मतलब आके तुम्हें पता नहीं चलता क्या हुआ क्या हुआ. बट गुप्ता, देखो पता पता चल गया होगा, थोड़ा फीलिंग तो आ गई होगी कि यू गोना मेक इट, कि नहीं?
नहीं.
नहीं.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know.
Same
I
here,
was
same
anxious
here.
about A because A was the only thing that I was eyeing. So I was never anxious about, I don't know, why other colleges, not dissing on them. It was just a very emotional thing that I wanted to get into A. No rationale, honestly. कि बचपन में एक बार SRCC और IIM अहमदाबाद का फोटो देख लिया था न्यूज़पेपर में. It was as basic as that. तो not dissing on any other college, but तो मेरे को लग रहा था कि यार एक ही कॉलेज सीरियसली ले रहा हूँ मैं, वही मेरा नाम खराब हो जाए. But हाँ.
Oh yeah, good, good, good. That's lovely. That's lovely. Okay, great. Let's go to Ankita ma'am. Ankita ma'am, a small introduction would be helpful. And how was your interview experience? We want all of them to convert their calls as well. And इसके बाद अपन इसको बंद करेंगे और क्लोज ग्रुप के अंदर कुछ भी बोलेंगे, फिर हम रिकॉर्डिंग वॉर्डिंग सब बंद कर देंगे. एंड देन आई टेल यू माई टेक ऑफ स्पेंडिंग 15 days at IIM Ahmedabad. By the way, मैं भी फर्जी alumni बनने वाला हूँ IIM Ahmedabad का. If I spend 6 more days, then
We
then
met also, if you remember.
oh yeah, we met, we
Yeah.
met. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was taking a friend to the coffee shop and we met. You're for an entrepreneurship program, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, most of your professors now I know. Like I got in. There's a Chitra ma'am as well who is teaching this. Sunil sir also. I'm going to go back for doing a finance course. Let's see. But yeah, great time at IIM. It was my fourth time. एक बार मैं वो रेड ब्रिक समिट, पहले इसका नाम होता था कॉन्फ्लुएंस. रेड ब्रिक समिट तो अभी नया नाम है. तो वी वॉन पेपर, क्या था उसको, द टाटा ग्लोबलाइजेशन चैलेंज. 4 लाख रुपए 2007-2008 में 4 लोगों की टीम, भाई पार्टी. जब एसपीजेन बॉम्बे की फीस 2 लाख रुपए है. तो that was my first time in IIM Ahmedabad. It was such a great time. Nevertheless, great यार, superb यार, superb. Alright, yes, Ankita मैम, sorry, Ankita मैम मास्टर कार्ड में पैसा छाप रहे हैं. इनकी सैलरीज हम हमेशा डिस्कस करते हैं, वो हम कैमरा बंद के बाद करेंगे. भाई इनका जो टियर 2 टियर 3 बी स्कूल्स का एवरेज सैलरी होता है ना 1 साल का, उतना अंकिता मैम को बोनस मिलता है. आई एम नॉट किडिंग. हाँ, अंकिता मैम बता दो.
Sir is kidding. Don't listen to him.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Really. तो अंकिता मैम की बर्थडे पार्टी थी. बर्थडे पार्टी पे 30-35 हजार लगा दिया मैम ने. तो बहुत ही क्रेजी है. दैट्स आई एम ए फॉर यू आफ्टर 4-5 years. हाँ, 3 years में भी. That was 2 years back. हाँ. Nevertheless, good Ankita ma'am. Please introduction and please let us know more about the interview.
My interview is actually a combination of both of them. It was neither a 7 minutes interview nor a very long debatable interview. It was a 20 minutes interview, and it went very smoothly for me. So, as I mentioned, my background is I had done economic honors from Xavier's Calcutta. I'm originally from Calcutta, and my interview was also in Calcutta. I had a gap year of 1 year, and then I had worked for a year in a consulting firm again before joining IIMA. So, as Prafull was mentioning there, that he had a gap year and he was asked questions on it. For me, it was completely opposite. I never got any questions on my gap year because in my introduction section, I never mentioned that I have a gap year. I positioned it in a way where it felt like it's a continuous process and there was no gap year. So, it is upon you again on how you want to position it. But again, it's not a mandatory that you will be asked on it. But if asked, please be honest about it. Otherwise, my interview was a combination of GK questions. undergrad questions, right? I had an economic honors degree, so I was asked a lot of questions on economics, not just theoretical, but also application, on how it can be applied in real life. Then there, since I did it in my interview was in Calcutta, and the interviewers were reading newspapers, etc. It was a very early morning interview, 8:30 interview, I think, and then I was the first in the panel to get interviewed as well, right? So they were having their tea and they were reading newspapers, etc. And they started picking questions from there. And for me, I knew at that time that my GK is not like the strongest of the section, right? So I tried to answer as much as I could. But then if I did not know the answer, I was very upfront, confidently telling them I'm not aware about this and you may move to the next one, right? So again, confidence was something which helped me during the entire process. Again, I also had a work experience of a year, so they asked me questions around my work, both in technical terms as well as applications outside the work environment. So everything everything was covered in all of these topics, so they knew exactly what I was doing around in during undergrad, otherwise as well. So everything got covered. One interesting thing which happened during my interview was that before the interview we had the written ability test, right? And I was sitting on a table which had like a chewing gum stuck, and I never knew about that. Like I obviously had no idea that's the chewing gum stuff, and it got stuck on my blazer. And I was the first one to get interviewed. My interview is in 2 minutes, and I don't know what to do. I have no water there, nothing there. I did not know what to do at that point. Somehow I found a tissue paper, and a distant somewhere there was some filter or something, and just try to hide that through that when I enter the interview hall, and it's right up front, right? And if anyone sees, they will know that something is off with her blazer. I just somehow held it together, and I was through with it through the entire interview, never got questions around it. So the moral of this thing is that you can get flustered, but it's upon you again on how you hold up during that process, because it was the first interview, first interview of the day for IMA, right? And it happened right with me, right? And the professors could have asked so many questions to me, but yeah, like it is upon you how to navigate through it. And at the end of the interview, sir, like I did not know whether I'll clear it or not, but somehow I had a confidence which I did not have in the other interviews. I think just A and C were the two interviews where I felt कि शायद हो जाए. मतलब I got that feeling. So at the end of the day, you might get the feeling, but of course, there's no right or wrong, and you cannot say for sure about it.
I remember they were convincing you in your Calcutta interview that you should join Calcutta because you're in Calcutta, right? If I'm not wrong.
So they'd asked me whether you want to join Calcutta or Ahmedabad because you've got both the calls. I was like, no, I want to go to Calcutta, because at that point I was convinced that I want to go to Calcutta. But
अच्छा.
yeah, when I got the IIM Ahmedabad convert letter, then I was like, कि Ahmedabad to Ahmedabad ही है. I want to go to Ahmedabad. So
Yeah.
again, ठीक है, सबका अपना अपना होता है. Mine was Ahmedabad at that point of time.
बिल्कुल यार बिल्कुल और अहमदाबाद की अलग ही चौड़ी है भाई चौड़ा नो डाउट इन दैट राम वुड एग्री एंड they would all agree it transforms you as a person for sure. Okay, lovely. Now we're going to do an open house, but अंकिता मैम एक लास्ट लाइन बता दीजिए. लोग लाइव में पूछ रहे हैं भाई कैट 26 की तैयारी वो सब बात की बातें कर रहे हैं. रुक जाओ भाई इनका पहले कन्वर्ट होने दो वो भी करवा लेंगे हम. पहले तो यार ये बताओ अंकिता मैम लाइफ आफ्टर आई एम अहमदाबाद has it like changed upside down before इनको थोड़ी मोटिवेशन आए कुछ ट्रैवल लेवल में कुछ फर्क पड़ा है कुछ बिजनेस क्लास ट्रैवल कर रही हो पैसा ही पैसा हो गया है क्या क्या चेंज हो रहा है लाइफ में
नहीं, तो बिजनेस क्लास तक नहीं पहुंचे अभी तक. But yes, life definitely gets transformed, right? Both in terms of the circle which you hang around with, and also in terms of the confidence you get on yourself as well. It does get transformed. Like like you feel independent. You know that okay, if I've reached, I have completed IIMA prepares you. Like as was mentioned by someone, like it's a boot camp, right? I think Prafull mentioned that the professors had mentioned it is really a boot camp of your life. You now if you survive IMA or any like MBA, basically you understand कि जिंदगी में यही होना है. Like now also when we work, कि like I can't imagine myself working long hours before IMA, right? But since in IMA we were trained, your schedule gets changed that way. You don't feel it later on. So definitely life changes for good after MBA and definitely after IIM Ahmedabad. There's some other level of connection with your college and with your alums that way.
बिल्कुल. And then you click that famous picture of having all the books next to you, next to that library. प्रफुल्ल खींच लिया कि अभी खींचना बाकी है? लास्ट दिन पे
नहीं,
खींचते हो?
मेरा फर्स्ट ईयर खत्म नहीं हुआ ना, फर्स्ट ईयर के बाद खींचते हैं PGP 1 सर्वाइवल।
अच्छा पीजीबी वन से ओ राम का हो गया होगा फिर तो।
हाँ।
हाँ,
Yeah.
It's
क्या
after because we were in the COVID batch. So for us, it was after PGP2 is when we clicked PGP1 pictures as well. And you would, sir, I went to Bangalore recently, and in the airport, I was wearing the hoodie, the IMA hoodie. And there was an alumni from IMA. He called me, he's like, "Are you from IMA?" Then he mentioned his batch, and then we spoke about it. So the connection is definitely there. Even if you don't know those people, they recognize you, right? Because of course they've seen the hoodie, they see that you are from IMA, and you are able to build that connection. You're able to speak. There are conversations which will happen.
True that. It's actually transformational. I think, apart from the beautiful campus and the life there, now everything is moved to the new building. When I used to go there was like everything was old. अब तो सब कुछ ही नया बिल्डिंग में ही हो रहा है. तो ओल्ड का अलग ही चाम है. कर रहे रिपेयर के अंडर रिपेयर ही अभी? क्या सीन है?
Still under debate.
Still
I
under
think
I don't think I should discuss it on the live.
हाँ नहीं वो
yeah,
हम बाद
same
में
same
करेंगे.
same.
या बट नेवरदलेस चलो तुम ओल्ड में रहो न्यू में रहो भाई क्या फर्क पड़ता है बट या ओल्ड का अलग ही वाइब है. हम तो वहाँ पे भी चिल कर रहे थे. Nevertheless, it's really amazing, guys. We're going to continue this. Let me just said goodbye to the live sessions. By people who don't have access to this, नीचे link मिलेगा आपको. You guys can join other sessions. And thank you so much, everyone who is joined on the live session as well. Turn the world upside down to convert your calls. And सब बढ़िया होगा. ऑलराइट अभी हम करते हैं दिल खोल के बातें. और यार क्या पढ़ाई करें बिकॉज आई हैव मेड देम लाइक रियली स्केयर टुडे एंड व्हाट दे हैव सीन इन द लास्ट 1 hour जो सेशन में थे मैंने तो धुएं उड़ा दिए इनके. एंड आई हैव गिवन देम रियली गुड स्ट्रेस ऑफ देयर लाइफ which can happen them too in IIM Ahmedabad or IIM Bangalore, but I don't want them to actually sitting inside the session. They should experience right now because कहाँ अहमदाबाद कहाँ इंदौर. मैंने बोल रहा हूँ इंदौर बहुत बुरा है ठीक है बट कर दिया मैंने उनको बुरा बोल दिया वैसे बट अहमदाबाद है. Here you to be prepared for anything. It could be a stress interview, it could be calm interview, it could be a totally GK round, it could be anything. So don't leave anything, कि भाई मैं तो ऐसे ही जाऊंगा और हो जाऊंगा. ऐसे जाओगे होने वाला है नहीं. सच्ची बताओ पक्का रिजेक्ट है. मतलब मैं तुमसे 10 मिनट क्या 5 मिनट बात करके बोल दूंगा कौन कौन रिजेक्ट होने वाला है कौन कौन नहीं. इसलिए प्रिपेयर रियली हार्ड. ठीक है भाई चलिए बढ़िया. ओके लवली. सो भाई लाइव वाइव हो गया.